Everyone wants big features, big changes, big headlines. But what if the real upgrade is a phone that finally stops getting in your way? One UI 8.5 isn't loud, it's smooth, calm, and surprisingly thoughtful. Before watching, please do not forget to subscribe to our channel so you can get notified on daily tech updates. Welcome back to Tech Insights, and today we're talking about One UI 8.5, an update that proves something important. Software doesn't need to be exciting to be better. This is not the kind of update you show off in the first 10 minutes. It's the kind you slowly appreciate after days of scrolling, tapping, multitasking, and living with your phone. One UI 8.5 focuses less on what's new and more on what finally feels right. At a glance, One UI 8.5 looks almost identical to what came before. And that's the first clue about its philosophy. Instead of redesigning the interface, the focus here is refinement. The system feels more disciplined, more predictable, and more aware of how people actually interact with their phones. It's not about adding layers, it's about smoothing the foundation. One of the most noticeable changes is consistency in motion. Animations feel evenly paced. Gestures respond with confidence. Swipes no longer feel slightly rushed or oddly delayed. This balance matters because uneven timing is what makes a phone feel laggy, even when it's technically fast. In One UI 8.5, predictability creates comfort, and comfort creates the feeling of speed. The home screen experience benefits heavily from this tuning. Page transitions feel steadier. Folders open more cleanly, and returning to the home screen feels controlled instead of floaty. There's less unnecessary movement and fewer micro-disruptions. Over long sessions, this reduces mental fatigue and makes the interface feel calmer to use. Notifications and quick settings also feel more intentional. Pulling down the panel behaves the same way every time, and that reliability builds trust. Light mode and dark mode transitions are smoother and more natural, without sudden jumps. The system adapts gracefully instead of snapping into place, which makes the entire UI feel more mature. Widgets finally feel like part of the system rather than decorative extras. Resizing is smoother, interactions feel more stable, and layouts adapt intelligently in the background, on larger screens especially. Spacing and movement feel better balanced. The UI feels layered without becoming busy. Multitasking is another quiet improvement. Apps remain active longer, reload less aggressively, and switching between them feels more dependable. You can move between messaging, browsing, social media, and video playback without constantly losing your place. One UI 8.5 doesn't make your phone faster, it makes it less frustrating. Customization has always been One UI's strength, but 8.5 makes it feel safer. You can adjust layouts, icons, and folders without immediately sacrificing smoothness. In earlier versions, pushing customization often meant visual hiccups. Now, the system seems better optimized to handle user freedom without falling apart. Even the smallest interactions feel refined. Opening apps, closing them, launching the camera, switching tasks, these micro-actions feel smoother and more controlled. You perform them hundreds of times a day, and One UI 8.5 quietly removes friction from each one. Individually, they're subtle. Together, they transform the experience. That doesn't mean everything is perfect. Heavy customization or rapid switching between demanding apps can still cause occasional stutters. One UI 8.5 isn't flawless, but what it delivers better than before is consistency. And consistency is what makes a phone feel reliable instead of unpredictable. The most impressive thing about One UI 8.5 is how invisible it becomes. The best interface is the one you stop noticing when your phone fades into the background. It lets you focus on what actually matters. That's not boring software, that's confident software. With One UI 8.5, Samsung seems to be stepping away from trend chasing and focusing on fundamentals, fixing friction, polishing daily interactions. And if this direction continues, future updates could finally deliver the balance users have wanted for years: deep customization with effortless performance. So if you're looking for fireworks, One UI 8.5 might not impress you, but if you want a calmer, more stable, and more polished daily experience, this update quietly delivers. And sometimes, quiet improvements are the ones that matter the most.